Well, hello, everyone. I'm Z.S. Diamante, author of the classic style epic fantasy adventure series, Stone and Sky. And with me today is a very, very, very amazing and wonderful special person I really am so excited to introduce you to, Mr. Peter Leppard.
Hello there, boys and girls. How are we?
I almost went this way, and then I was like, oh,
Right.
wait, he's on this side.
Like, is it what? Ah!
My dude, how are you doing today?
I am staying warm. How are you?
Good, because I was not earlier. Yeah, no, I was. I had to warm up actually because it
Uh-oh.
was cold.
Uh-oh.
Man, it is bitter cold out there right now. For those that don't know, in the United States, we're just going through the snowpocalypse everywhere. I don't know. I don't get it. So we are surviving in the cold. But for those that don't know what we're doing here, I am talking to Peter Leppard, the narrator of the Stone and Sky series. And I thought it would be really cool to introduce you guys to him and ask him some fun questions. And I think we'll just jump right into it. What do you think?
Let's roll. Let's
Okay.
roll.
All right, man, why don't you introduce yourself and tell everybody a little bit about your background?
Yeah. So, Peter Leppard, born and raised in the UK, had a number of years of experience in acting on stage and all that good puds until eventually I decided, you know what, I want to give it a bit of a try behind the mic. Dear friend of mine, shout out to Tom Nelson, good lad, said, hey, you sound pretty good with things. Why don't we get you started behind a microphone? So I wanted to get into it. And 4 years later, no, almost 5 years. 5 years. Gosh.
Go so fast.
Here I am going strong with my own studio called True Brit Audio. I am the man behind the mic. I am your royal sound from a steward of the crown.
Yes, yes. And maybe we kind of stole you from the crown a little bit. Isn't that right? So, for those that don't know, you're not technically in England anymore.
Well, I mean, as technically as literal can get, yeah. No, I am making a living here in Kansas City, Missouri, right in the Midwest.
Yes, in Missouri.
Slap bang in the middle of the country.
So I found you through ACX, through the process of going through and searching for somebody specifically for the Stone and Sky series. I knew I wanted to get somebody that I could work with for the whole series. I didn't want to just do the one and be like, oh man, here we go, I got to start over again. No, I wanted to work with somebody for the whole series. And I remember I sent samples, 3 pages of samples with different characters and different vibes and different feelings, like some very like intimate moments, and then some like really action and trivial moments, and just kind of a good mix. And I even sent you one with a little bit of romance in there, right? And
just a teensy little bit.
And I remember sending it to several different narrators, and I got samples back from everybody. And I remember listening to the first couple, and then I ran into yours. And I remember my wife, it was so funny. She was like, that's your guy. That's your guy. Like the first minute or two, like we didn't even make it through the first sample page, right? And she's like, that's your guy. That's your guy. And I was like, I'm like smirking, trying not to like be like, yeah, that's my guy. No, like I got a few more I have to listen to after. Like I have to do the. You're right, exactly. I'm like, I have to listen to the others. I have to do it. It's the right thing to do. But like at the same time, I was thinking, okay, this might be my guy. This might be my guy. And then what happened was the second page of the samples came into my ears, and you were speaking as one of my main characters, Karnak the orc, and I was sold. Instantly sold that you were my guy. And I remember going, oh man, I still got to listen to these other ones though, and like give them a fair chance, right? But I was done at that point.
Be fair with everyone.
You got to be fair. You got to do due diligence. Make sure you do all the research and make sure you do the work, right? Make sure you're doing the right thing. but at the same time, I was sold.
Well,
So
I am just super happy to be a part of the team. Super
yeah,
happy to be along for the journey. This flight through Finlestia, this absolute wonder of a world that you've created with these great characters. Like I said, I love Karnak. Karnak's great, but I also have a soft spot for Cole. I love Orin.
yeah.
Ilaria's fantastic. The core team of guys that we're going through.
It's
We're having some
wonderful.
fun.
Yes, totally. I mentioned this to you the other day, but we sent out the ARC copies of Stone and
Yes.
Tide to
Yes.
people just a week ago. And we've already been getting people done, like finished it in 2 days and finished it in a few days. And they are loving it. And they're saying, oh man,
Good.
it's even better than the first one, even better than Stone and Sky, which is so
I'm
good
so
to hear
excited.
because obviously as an author, I want to make sure I'm getting better and not getting worse. Like that was my only hit. That's all I could do. Right. So it's so nice to hear that they're loving it and they're loving the development of these characters that we've fallen in love with in the Preludes collection, and then of course Stone and Sky. Now you say that the Karnak's your guy.
He's my boy.
Tell
I
us
love
why
him.
Karnak's your guy.
Okay, so I've always had a soft spot for orcs. Zach, you know this. I mean, those who know me know that I'm just a weirdo. And that when I was on stage, my favorite thing to play was the bad guy. So I heard orc and I thought, here we go. But then it was a discovery of what you've basically got is an orc Optimus Prime.
Yeah, yeah,
You have this big hulking beast who is so many feet tall. He rides a wyvern. He has himself a magical axe that is an absolute beast on the battlefield.
so awesome.
Karnak has proved his mettle time and time again. And then he goes home and he counsels with his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And he speaks with his best friend Smarlo. And he wants to know, is what I'm doing right? Is this the way forward? And I'm thinking to myself, I am a sucker for just layers when it comes into character. And my word, to use Shrek's line, Karnak's an onion.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, for sure. He's a big, giant green onion. No, he's great, and honestly, his voice when you read it in the sample for me, it was like hearing him the way that I had been hearing him when I was writing it, and that is just the coolest thing. That put
Thank
me
you.
over the edge. I was like, this is my guy for sure. And actually, it's funny because I talked, I messaged all the narrators back and I said, hey, thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. I found a guy who reads it like I hear it in my head, and all of them said, man, that's exactly what you want. That's exactly what you're looking for.
Oh,
Way
yes.
to go. You found your guy. And if you got anything in the future and you need me, let me know. And I was like, great. See, I love that. I loved that affirmation for me because obviously these are my first audiobooks.
Of course. Yeah.
And for me, it was like, great, this is amazing. Even these guys are telling me that I found the right guy. So this is awesome. And then you and I go off and we get together and we have some virtual coffees together and we go, oh man, I love you, man. This is great. This is so much fun. And we're geeking out
Stop, you're gonna make
together.
me blush. Swoon.
And we're geeking out together and just having fun.
Yep.
And it was like, this is a match made in heaven. This is too good. So that's why I think you're perfect for the project. But tell everybody why you know that you are the perfect narrator for Stone and Sky series.
Well, again, more than anything else, I am just excited to be a part of the journey. And I think that was really what sold me on the piece, as well as made me say, I want this, is that you go through life when you're in the performance realm and you go through a number of roles, and 9 times out of 10, the ones that you find, they're just roles. But when you came to me and you said, hey, let's go ahead and open up this new world to people, those little short paragraphs, those few pages that I read, I could already tell, here we are, we're going on a journey. And I knew that I was going to be the guy because I basically said to my wife, this is what I want. This is what I need. Yeah. And I threw everything I had. So let me back up a little bit. I'm starting to get a little bit too excited and starting to ramble. So I will shorten things down to this.
Yeah.
I knew I was your man because I knew that I was going to walk every step of the way with these characters. I was going to cry with them. I was going to laugh with them. I was going to get beat up as they got beat up and come back swinging. And I couldn't wait to get going.
Yes. And it's funny you mentioned that. You cry, you laugh, you get this fear, you get this angst, you get this excitement, right? And I was talking with somebody just the other day on a podcast that I was doing an interview with them, and they asked me about like why I'm all about the fun, right? I'm about fun. The fact of the matter is roller coasters are designed to be fun, right?
Yep.
And there's times on the roller coaster where you're terrified, but there's also times on the roller coaster where you got tears in your eyes. And there's also times when you're doing flips and you're laughing hysterically because you just don't know how to react. And it's designed for fun, even though you get this wide range of emotions, right? And you're going on a journey.
I agreed. And that's it. Fun takes so many different aspects. It's not always about laughing together. It's about spending time. And honestly, I mean, it's an intimacy with each other. It's sharing that part of your soul with them. Totally. And I've sat around the campfire with Oren and with Ilaria and with Cole and Azil. And we've had some honest conversations, Yeah.
I mean, some blunt ones with some of them, huh?
Cole's a bit of a fella, I'll tell you that.
He's a little blunt sometimes. I like to say he's rambunctious. He's a little bit.
He is. We'll say that. I like that one. I think he'll appreciate that word too.
That's right. I am totally stoked about you being the guy, and you and I have talked a little bit about where this series is going. You haven't really quite gotten to dive into Stone and Tide yet, or the last book. But tell me what excites you, I guess, without giving spoilers.
Okay.
What are you excited about going forward in this series?
It's the knowledge that really nothing is surface deep. Everything, like I said, like as with my fellow Karnak, everything has layers to it. Nothing is as you first might think. You'll be introduced to characters and you immediately judge them as not too fond of him, or I like this guy, or this woman is fantastic. But then you learn a few things.
Yeah, that's right. So you really love the twists and the extra layers and I have worked with people for many, many years, and very closely with people. And so really getting to dive into the nuances and the spice of people and the different seasoning of people, it is so much fun for me. And so I love that. That is a great answer. Yes, nailed it. You're hired. Oh, wait, we already did that.
Wait a minute.
So one of the really cool things that we're doing for the Kickstarter is we're doing signed hardcover copies of the books, which is something we don't do normally. We don't sell the hardcover copies in autograph form, right? In the autographed edition. This is a really exciting thing because it's the first time we're doing it. And I know a lot of people who have been wanting that and asking for it, but I'm like, we just don't do it, right? So I'm really excited to do that. But here's the thing. These things are like bricks, man. They're huge. These guys are huge. And so
you'll find that you can build a house with the number of books you'll have in here.
I mean, they're awesome, but they're like bricks. And it's so funny to like see how excited everybody is about that. I'm a paperback guy normally, generally speaking. What's your go-to? Do you like ebook better, paperback, hardback? What?
Nothing beats holding a book. Nothing beats holding a book. I would say, okay, hold that thought.
Here we go.
Okay. So if I'm looking for something comfortable to keep a hold of, paperback, softback, definitely the way forward. The ones, the copies of Stone and Sky and the Preludes collection that I have, they're paperback. And it's great, especially in the situation that we're in, because then I can, book lovers, I apologize, please don't hate me, but I can fold back the cover and I can write
No.
it. I know, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Now I got to send a new copy to your kids so they can have one that Dad didn't ruin. No. Judgment free. Go ahead.
Judgment free, of course. But so yes, I'll do paperback when I am wanting to carry them around with me while I'm working, while I'm on the bus or whatever you take it. But at the same time, hardback for something that I can sit on the shelf, or if I'm feeling a little fancy, maybe a little bit of the leather-bound good stuff. I like all of them.
I do too. I've really gotten into audiobooks in the last year, I would say. A little over a year, probably, especially knowing that it was something that I wanted to do down the line. I was like, I would like to start listening to more audiobooks. Now, I listen to one at least every day, like not a new one every day, but I'm always listening to one at some point during the day. And it has been amazing. But I've also noticed that there's a lot of different like approaches at
very much so
reading audiobooks. And are you a big audiobook listener yourself?
I've gotten more into it as time goes on. I usually like to sit with a book in hand and have my mind narrating it and my variation of the characters coming into play. But ever since being more of an audiobook narrator myself, I've listened to others for the sake of a few things. One, I can learn how to better my own craft as I listen to others. Listening to authors narrate their own works is also fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, you've got Neil Gaiman, you've got authors of several, a variety of autobiographies and such narrating it themselves. It just helps to expand my capabilities by listening to others and having them teach me. Yeah. So yes, no, I love listening to audiobooks and audio productions of late.
Yeah, that's huge.
Not answer to a short question, but
no, you know. I agree. It's the same. I do the same thing. To become better, I read a lot. And I do it with my eyes in paperback, or I do it with my eyes on my little Kindle or Kobo, and then I do it with my hands. Like there's a whole experience there, but then I also listen to them as well. So I'm with you. I learn things from people in all sorts of different ways, and then you can kind of incorporate it into your skills and get better. I love that. Yep. Dude, I think this is a pretty great introduction video. I am so glad to have gotten the chance to introduce you to everybody because this is so exciting. I'm so excited about this project. I hope that everybody has been getting to listen to the little samples that we put up and are getting really excited about this because I know I am very excited about it. and my little kids are excited about it too because they keep looking at Dad's book and they're like, it's so big. And I'm like, it's not that big. Just read it. And they're like, oh. So they're ready to listen to it. So I'm excited for my kids.
Happy to be of service,
little
kids.
Ones to finally get through my book. Where can people find you? You're on this side. Where can people find you on like the socials and stuff?
So you can find me on my website, truebritaudio.com. You can also find me. I just recently got started on Twitter at I am TrueBritVO, as well as Instagram, and I am Peter Leppard TBA. Peter Leppard, Leppard TBA. And watch this space. There will be more coming. Maybe a little bit of the old tickage of some talkage and some YouTubes. But we'll see what we got going on.
Yes. Yeah, it's awesome. And if you guys don't already know, you guys can actually get the Preludes collection for Stone and Sky. You can actually get those for free on my website at freefantasyfiction.com. So you can actually dive into the story before you get to Stone and Sky. If you guys would like to do that, head on over there. You get 7 free stories about characters that you meet in the Stone and Sky series. And hopefully, if this Kickstarter goes the way we're hoping it's going to go, we'll fund an audiobook for that one as well. Hello. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time.
Toodaloo.
Oh, I got to remember to introduce myself this time. The furthest place probably from England at this point. No, maybe not. You could be in California, I guess. But
I
you
mean,
know.
it could be worse.
Oh,
Not
man.
that California's bad.
No,
It could
no,
be-
no,
it could
no.
be- Oh man, did we lose everyone? Hello.
I think we should cut
Hello?
that out. Cut that out. That we are doing signed hardcover copies of the books. That are we doing piano lessons?
Yeah. Sorry, that was my wife on the outside there.
All of a sudden, I was like, "What?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I was like, "Is that me? That's you, I think." Okay, I don't know where we were.